Hey everybody, it's Wednesday here at KatiMorton.com, and you know what that means? That means I'm on KatiMorton.com. If you went under the Community tab, then you went under the Forums tab, then you found questions for Q&A, you asked your questions there, and I found it. And I'm also on YouTube, so if you asked your questions below yesterday's video, I got those questions too, and I'm going to answer them. And I have 4, like always, because I seem to ramble, and that's all I can squeeze in. And I also have a journal topic. And hey, I always say, hey, if you're doing the journal topics, let me know, take a picture, tweet it to me, Instagram it to me, do something, let me know, because I don't know if you even like those, and it takes me some time, and maybe it's not really something I should do. So are you out there? Are you? Are you listening? Are you doing your journal topics? Let me know, okay? Question number 1. Is it normal for your therapist to tell your psychiatrist everything? Good question. I appreciate that I have a treatment team that is connected, but the last few times that I've been to my doctor, I've noticed that he mentions private stuff. I'm not really sure how to feel about it. Me neither. Is this how it's supposed to be? How does this work? I'm so confused and I really don't know if I should be angry or not, or if I should discuss it with my therapist. Now, the tricky thing is, once you've released, you sign a release, we call it, and it's a release of authorization, I believe. And what that means is, if I've had you sign one, that means that I can talk to your doctor or whoever I have listed on that release. And that doesn't give limitations, unfortunately. But something that, I personally only tell who I'm speaking with things that are important to them. Your dietitian or your nutritionist is most likely going to know pretty much everything, because they need to know what's happening emotionally so they can understand what's happening with your food, stuff like that. But as far as a primary care doctor, I'd talk more about how you're eating and things like that and how you've been feeling. So I would talk with your therapist. Let them know what you're okay with them sharing and what you're not okay with them sharing. And don't feel bad about it. It's okay. Sometimes we don't know. And then they might explain themselves to you and you might understand. Or they may hear what you're saying and be like, oh, shit, I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. And then, they'll cater it to you. Because at the end of the day, it's your treatment and you have a powerful voice. So speak up and let them know, okay? Question number 2. I recently broke up with my boyfriend after 3 years because I could never give him what he wanted/needed. In other words, I could never have sex with him. I was sexually abused when I was 7. I'm now 18. I find myself now trying to force myself to have sex just to get it over with. Why am I doing this? How can I just have sex without caring about it? I'm so lost. Please answer. P.S. I tried the Courage to Heal work and it didn't help. To be honest, if you've been sexually abused, having sex or having sexual relationships of any kind is really hard, and it can be really triggering, and you can almost re-traumatize yourself. And I have a feeling that that's kind of what's happening here. And to force yourself into doing something like that is just not going to work. We just can't force it. It's not something... Honestly, speaking from a healthy point of view, if you have processed through your abuse, sex in a sexual relationship should be something intimate with someone that you love and you care about deeply. And everyone deserves to have that experience. So I know the Courage to Heal workbook didn't work for you, but I would encourage you strongly to see a therapist who works with sexual abuse victims and people who have been survivors of it, because they can really help you get through it. I know that talking about it's really uncomfortable, and a lot of us are like, I don't want to relive it, but that's the best way to talk through it, to process through it so that we can move on, and that's no longer part of your life, and it's not controlling your relationships and, ruining your relationships. Although, on a side note, if you couldn't have sex with him and that's the reason he left, I'm kind of glad he left, because he should have understood, and, he's kind of a jerk a little bit. But, that's just my thoughts on that. But I would encourage you to see a therapist. And there are other workbooks out there. If any of you have used a workbook, let us know and leave it in the comments below. And hopefully that helps too. Okay? Now, question number 3. Is it normal to be heavily involved with alcoholism when suffering with an eating disorder? I'm not even sure if my drinking is a problem. I drink at least twice a week, parentheses, usually more. But not just a few glasses. I keep going until I'm passed out, and it keeps getting worse. Each time I drink, I feel like I'm cheating my eating disorder and doubt whether I'm worthy of it because I know how many calories I consume with the alcohol. Is this normal? To be honest, yes, it is. There's a couple things I want to talk about within this question. Number 1, it's very common because, like I've talked about over and over again, if it's our self-harm, if it's our depression, if it's our eating disorder, our anxiety, what that really is an outlet when we don't have another outlet. Like we don't have a healthy coping skill. We don't have something else we can do to release some anxiety or some tension or some any of those feelings that we're having that just feel overwhelmed. We feel overwhelmed with them. We don't have any way to get them out. And so we use unhealthy coping skills to do that. And drinking is one of those as well, because we're like numbing out. I mean, if we're blacking out, or if we don't remember, and we all know we feel better when we drink, right? We're like more chatty, or we're outgoing and no inhibitions and things like that. People will use that, and that's why alcoholism is an issue, because it's a coping skill just like any of our other coping skills, and it is an illness, right? So that's definitely normal. It's something I would definitely get some help on and talk to your therapist about and bring it up. Also, it does sound, the second part that I want to talk about is it does sound like your drinking is a problem, because in the clinical world and in the therapy world, if you're telling me that you can't just have a drink or two, like you said, it doesn't, not just a few glasses, I keep going till I'm passed out. Usually, if we can't just have a couple of drinks socially and feel fine and we don't have to get drunk, if we have to push to that level, that is the early stages of alcoholism. So I would definitely get some help. There's a lot of support out there. If any of you have struggled with this and you found things that help, as always, leave comments below, and we'll help one another, right? Okay, question number 4. What are some questions I should ask my GP at my next visit? GP is general practitioner or primary care physician, PCP, just your regular doctor, okay? My therapist made me go to my GP some time ago, and it hasn't stopped because my GP keeps wanting to see me back every 3 to 4 weeks. So I feel like things are going on and I'm not being told about it. Or do all doctors make ED patients come that often? Now the thing is, I really want to ask her about my health and my lab results and my weight and my hair that's falling apart and my raspy dry skin, etc. But I'm so embarrassed and I don't even know how to ask her how to initiate the conversation. Help. It's great to come, honestly, when I go to my doctor, if I have something I want to ask, I write it down and I bring on a Post-it note. And for any of you who've been following me for a really long time, you know just how much I love Post-it notes, because they help me remember everything, and you can stick them in your purse and you don't forget them because they're on your wallet, and you pull it out and you're like, shit, I need to ask these questions. I would ask about seeing you so often. I would talk to your GP and say, I know I've been coming to see you and I know my therapist recommended it. Is this something that a lot of people do? Is this something that you recommend for all eating disorder patients? I have my patients, if they're stable and they're doing well, I have them go every 6 months. A lot of people have you go every month when you're struggling. And when you're inpatient, I remember taking, the patients are having the physician come to the treatment center every week, and they would check in. And then as people got better, they wouldn't have to see them. They'd be every other week and then once a month. So everything is different. So I would just ask, and I would just say, I've been coming really frequently. And I don't know the best way, honestly, to open up the conversation. What I do with my general practitioners, when I go in, I'll just say, hey, I've been noticing like that my hair is breaking when I'm blow drying or when I'm combing it. Have you seen anything in my lab results? Is there a way for me to get a copy of that? Because there is, and they can copy it. And then I would just say, and I've been noticing my skin is really dry. I don't know if it's just the weather or if that's something my lab results would show as well. And I would just start talking like that. And doctors tend to be very straightforward. So it helps to just ask your question. They'll usually answer it quickly or give you your lab results and explain them to you, or bring a nurse in that can explain it to you. But the more we ask, the more we learn, and the more we'll know about it, right? But I would make sure to ask your questions. And for any of you who are going in to see your doctor, make sure to bring your questions, and don't be embarrassed to ask it, because that's what they're there for. You're there to see, and you're paying for them to help you. So make sure we ask, right? The more we know, the more we can help ourselves get a healthy mind and a healthy body, right? Now, journal topic. And let me know if you like these. You can give this a +1, or you can thumbs it up. I love this quote, and it's actually not even a quote, it's a Latin proverb, and it says, if the wind will not serve, take to the oars. Sometimes life sucks and things aren't pushing us in the right direction. So if you take to the oars to get us where we want to go. So I want you all to let me know 2 things that you're doing this week to help you move forward. What is it? Who are you talking to? What are you doing? Are you reaching out? Are you journaling? Are you doing an art project? Share it with me. And if you're making videos on YouTube, share them with me, and you can share them. I think you can still share them under my video. But yeah, if it's positive content, I always approve it. So yeah, let me know how you're taking to the oars. And I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow is, what day is today? Tomorrow's Thursday. I'll be on Twitter, so ask your questions using #KatieFAQ, and I will see you then. Bye!